Welcome back to Team Fat Kid Choose the Fat. I'm Jason.
This is Alex.
This is Dennis.
This is Dooley.
Piggy's out, boys.
Oh, Dooley's late as always.
I'm controlling everything.
Hey, he's got his coronavirus mask ready to go. Right. So, guys, welcome back to Team Fat Kid Choose the Fat. Fuck it. Dennis, how was your week?
Oh my God, week from hell. Oh Jesus. It was
Yeah?
It was literally crazy as hell. Came over, hung out with you and everything on Wednesday, and then
Yeah.
we had a good time. And then normal day at work on Thursday, and then on Friday, we started getting a little busy and everything. And then right around 3:00, the president decided to declare a national emergency for this coronavirus thing, and everybody acted like it was the end of the fucking world. Literally. Or as the producer would like to say,
Literally. The end of the world.
Yes. It's the end of the world as we know it. But no, yeah, as up until that point, it was a normal, Friday for this time of year and everything. I think it was about $1,200 to $1,300 for the day. And then about 3:00 after that, after the little announcement and everything, all of a sudden I had more and more people keep coming in, buying 15 pounds, 20 pounds of ground beef. I had one person who wanted 40 pounds, and I'm like, I cannot sell you 40 pounds of burger right now. I've got to make sure I have enough to cover the orders for the next day and everything.
Spread it around a little.
You know what I'm saying? It's
the people who ordered ahead.
I had one person alone who came in and spent $500. He bought a whole short loin, a whole ribeye, a whole New York strip, a whole sirloin, plus 15 pounds of burger.
Sounds like Team Fat Kid showed up.
I'm like, he's like, I got a barbecue next week. I'm like, what's the address, sir? Oh, but no, I literally did, I'd say almost $4,000 in 3 hours.
That's
Yeah, it was unheard of. And then I'm calling up suppliers trying to find can I get a truck tomorrow? Can I get a truck? Please. I at least need
Anybody.
I need chuck rolls, please. I at least need chuck rolls so I can have burger. Because literally went through about 400 pounds of burger between 2 days.
Damn.
And I'm like, we got to the point on Sunday.
In your burger, your burger meat is straight chuck.
It's chuck mixed with steak trimmings.
Okay.
Yeah, because we do an 85-15 and everything, just enough fat for a good juicy burger. And
85-15?
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about that, Alex?
Yes, I know y'all like your 81-19.
well, I mean, we call it 80-20 just to keep it simple. But I mean, who doesn't love more fat?
I mean, by the time we're done with our burger, we should do the math on that one day. What the fat ratio?
I do not want to. The ribeye alone is going to complicate the crap out of that.
But no, yeah, it's just and we kept getting. I had so many damn family plans. I'm like, all right, we're trying to get this done, trying to get that done. And people kept coming nonstop to the point we almost did actually close early on Sunday because I have nothing. There was no meat in that shop besides what we had set off to the side just for the orders for on Monday and everything because we can't get a truck till Tuesday. I'm like literally no burger whatsoever. And for us to say that, it's impossible because if you've got meat, you've got a grinder, you've got burger.
It's clearly not impossible.
It's not impossible anymore because we got to the point where we were actually taking sirloin tips, eye rounds, brisket, just mixing it all together through the grinder and everything, just so we had burger, and we sold out. And I still got to go back to work tomorrow when I got a truck coming in, hopefully early because I've got another 15 family plans for tomorrow. It's like, oh, good God.
Dude, that's...
I was shell-shocked. I for lack of a better word, I got raped on Friday because I was by myself.
No lube?
No lube. It was dry.
That's rough.
Were you biting the pillow?
I wish I had a pillow.
Jesus.
No, but yeah, it was the end of my week was just crazy.
I mean, hey, I guess that's good for the shop, right?
It's good for the shop, but at the same time, it's like the way they're literally they're coming in and they're like, "What do you mean you don't have this? What do you mean you don't have that?
Right,
what do you mean you don't have this?"
Like it's the end of the world. Yeah.
How are we supposed to predict this? Because I'm worried about my truck to come in tomorrow because I'm pretty sure I'm not going to get half the stuff that I ordered because the way meat buyers do it and everything, they have to have their orders in by Friday morning so that way they get their trucks on Monday. so that way they can ship it out on Tuesday. Well, nobody saw this coming, so now they're going to have to ration the meat that they do get on Monday and everything, so they can get their truck coming on Wednesday. That comes to us on Thursday. So we probably won't be fully stocked back up till at least Friday.
That's if
we
can get the
meat.
the product.
Yeah.
Like,
See, I'm thinking people did see this coming, and therefore they ordered less.
I mean,
Like,
I
the
think
suppliers-
people did
the
see this
suppliers
coming,
might have
except
It's been
even-
a slow season though. That's a problem. It has.
It's been like we haven't turned that corner to warm weather yet, and like
No.
where you, as a butcher shop, start ordering heavy for like all the cookouts
Yep.
in the warm weather on the weekend, where like people start showing up on Thursdays and Fridays like for the weekend barbecues, and like, oh shit, I got all these people coming over, I need them good snappy natural skin hot dogs and things of that nature. Like, and I think like that, like we're not there yet because it's like it's still March. And shameless plug, March 19th, you can check out Team Fat Kid on the Great Food Truck Race on the Food Network at 9 p.m. But yes, I understand what you're saying, and I can't, like, for people to walk in and see an empty butcher case, I couldn't, like, it's okay to see, like, one, like, slot in the butcher case, like, all right, dude, we had a rough day on fucking ribeyes. Like, like everybody walked in, everybody wanted ribeye, and I know your ribeyes are like fucking 1.5 inches, 2 inches thick.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, shit. When the producer goes and picks them up, and I was like, why the fuck did you buy 2, man? We could have split this thing. And she's like, well, fuck it.
Right?
It's like,
it's good meat.
Yeah, I mean.
Like literally, from trying to fill the holes in the case and everything, I was putting out all the frozen stuff that we have. Like, I had lamb racks. I've got alligator meat, gator sausage.
Damn, dude. Fuck.
Boudin.
Did you pocket any alligator meat?
No.
What the hell are we supposed to do?
There's plenty
I
there.
mean,
what are you talking about?
I
got 2
know that
cases.
you saw we were recently tagged in a post.
But
was
that's a
last night.
whole fucking alligator, and I don't know where we can source one of those.
You
I
gotta
don't
order
either,
online.
but I feel like at this point we're gonna have to try.
Gator's good. So
I'm totally down with it. I've seen such things, like an entire smoked alligator,
Yeah.
like
I've
skin
seen
off
it.
alligator.
I've seen bacon
seen
wrapped.
it. I've seen it in person.
yeah.
I've never done it. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, I'm from Louisiana. Like, I have uncles.
I love how that was posed as a question. Like, would you guys eat this? Like, what? Yes.
Yes, dude.
I've had gator. Bacon wrapped gator sounds great.
Smoked.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, man. It honestly, like, as far as like when you say things taste like chicken, I think it's.
There are very few things that you could wrap in bacon that I would be upset about.
Tofu.
I
Get
can.
the hell
I
out
can.
of
I
here.
can
Well,
get it.
I put it like this, Dooley. I don't like tofu, or at least I think I don't like tofu because I can't remember the last time I had tofu. However, I'm sure if you wrap it in
floating
bacon,
like in little cubes in my miso soup.
well, I'm sure that if you wrap it in bacon, it's better.
Hot and sour soup.
That's all I can tell you. Bacon makes it better. Like, so you could wrap a fucking cake in bacon and it'd still be delicious.
We did wrap a cake in bacon.
I know, and it was delicious.
I mean, it wasn't your traditional
Typical cake, but you
was an ice
could
cream
wrap a
cake.
chocolate cake in bacon, and I'm sure it would still be great. Like, there's, you tell me that the sweet and salty wouldn't go good.
Just like
I
pineapple
mean-
on pizza.
Yeah, see,
Cake. So you have to wrap it. Hold on.
All right, well,
Like,
let's-
right now I'm just now I'm doing the math. All
Well,
right,
let's
so
make
how
it simple. Let's
how
just
do
say
you
it's
make-
crumbles.
How do you make it? All right, so no, stop.
All right.
So
we're wrapping.
So you're gonna have to undercook the cake enough, but cook it far enough that we could actually wrap it in bacon, and like how we did the meat cake.
Oh, you're legitimately getting into
And
this.
then,
Okay, so hold on.
Bacon it, and then so that we could because this is the trick part.
You would have to do the like
Hold on, stay
icing
with
and
me
stuff
for a
after.
second. Yes.
Yeah.
Like, so
No,
it
I'm
would
with
have
you.
to cool.
Yeah.
And even cold bacon is good bacon, especially when it's crispy enough to hold form around a cake.
Right.
And then we ice it.
Right.
And make it look
Like it's a
birthday
regular cake?
And then let people eat it.
So
and they're
hold
like,
on. Do we-
Holy shit! There's a bacon layer.
Do we ice it or do we fondant it?
Ooh.
Because I feel like
I don't-
fondant then decorative icing.
Fondant looks cool.
It's an amazing look. It doesn't necessarily.
It doesn't taste good.
It doesn't
sugar.
taste like much of anything.
It
It's
tastes
just
like sugar.
yeah, not.
So in your mind, I understand where you're at, and like that the whole fondant
Like it would, if you're trying to hide the bacon and make it look like a regular cake, the fondant would be the way to go, as opposed to the icing. I mean, I guess technically you put enough icing on
Like,
it.
see, I'm a whipped cream icing guy, not
a cream cheese.
not the buttercream. I don't
Okay.
like buttercream icing, and I think it's too heavy and sweet.
I
I
would say I would fight you, but I don't think there's the icing that I don't like. So we just.
I've seen you make icing.
yeah. Yeah. Hey, you just.
Here's 1 tablespoon of milk and a shit ton of sugar.
There you go. That's a specific type of icing.
That's a glaze, sir. That is not an icing.
That's a specific type of icing, but it is delicious, and I like what you have up, sir. I happen to glance up at our computer screen, and Dooley has a.
Yeah, look at that price.
Well, okay, a 31-pound alligator seems a little much for us. The 25-pound. What was the 22? 200 and something? 297? So $300.
$300. I'm sure we can get the producer on board with this. Probably not, but hey, we. Spent
Well, she's
more
not going to eat it.
We spent about the same amount on a whole pig.
Yeah.
I mean, does it come? Like, how does this even come? Is it
Wholesome.
frozen? It
love
better
the-
be fresh for that price. In a big styrofoam cooler, waiting for me in the front porch.
It's already smoked.
When I came home, I don't want it to be smoked.
Well, it says they smoke them for 17 hours. I'm assuming that's a shipping thing because they probably have to cure it before they ship it.
Not if it's overnight.
Well, I don't know. It just, in their description, it says they buy a big alligator and they smoke it for 17 hours. And then Dooley scrolled down and I lost my track.
Yeah, and then now we're just looking at a whole alligator.
Yeah, an alligator was amazing. Stop reading reviews. It's an alligator. We don't
Yep, good.
we- see any.
Go back down to the description, Dooley. There, and that.
17 hours over a maple wood fire.
See, they're already gonna cook it, and I'm out. Can we get it raw?
Nope. I'm sorry. This might be another.
That's a review.
Yeah, this might be another. It says description, but this seems more like a review.
Dooley's just like, I like how he just waves the mouse around and keep reading, guys. And if you're reading it, you could interject.
I'm letting
So this
y'all
is
read
basically
it.
just someone's story of this is what I did. Okay, I don't give a crap
That's
what
not
you
the
did.
description though. That's a review,
Right.
Is it just a 25-pound?
I'm really
raw
curious why it
alligator?
says not available for shipping to Texas. Is there something in Texas that says you're not allowed to eat alligator or something?
No, it's probably because they have enough of their own alligators that they don't want Louisiana to ship in their shit. Go get your own, damn it!
Hold on. Can you click on the
he's
turducken
not
link?
casting. What are you
I just
want to
see what it says. Do they sell turduckens?
Probably
you
you
gotta-
got $70 some more dollars.
Oh, holy shit. No one beats our quality service and price. Yeah, well, whatever. Holy shit, they do. They sell a fucking turducken.
Out of stock.
Out of stock.
Well, it's not exactly Thanksgiving. I'm sure they probably amp up their.
Yeah.
Well, I guess they have bigger ones in stock, so maybe I'm wrong.
From China that something was happening, and all of a sudden,
But yeah, so
decision will close our borders to China very quickly.
yeah, that's not.
Otherwise, we'd be in a furry as Tony.
There you go. Anyway, so
Alex, how the fuck was your week?
I'm sure interesting as most. I didn't have a run on my meat counter. That's for sure.
There's no
As
run on
it-
Alex's meat.
Nope, no run on Alex's meat. Sad to say. I obviously work at an Irish restaurant, and you would expect with St. Patrick's Day coming up that obviously we would be ramping up. And unfortunately, obviously due to the scare of what's going on, it doesn't seem to be the case. St. Patrick's Day is in a day. A day. A single day. And
Apparently, it's getting canceled.
yeah, that's basically it. Apparently St. Patrick's Day is canceled. Sorry for everybody. No more Irish
Someone
this
that
year.
wanted to be part of the Irish celebration and just fucked it all up.
That's right. Mexico got jealous. So
So now we're closed until May.
yeah, I mean, it seems like the way things are going. Obviously, there's a lot of closures, and so my store has obviously been a little slower, and things just, it is the way it is. I guess we're just gonna have to see how it plays out. And as a manager, I can tell you my staff is relentless in continuous questions of what's going on. And it doesn't matter how many times you tell them, like, hey, it's hour by hour. I'll update you as I know more. Like, if anything changes for us, I will let you know. It doesn't matter. No one listens. He's still looking at a whole alligator.
Dude, I'm seeing
totally
alpaca meat,
Yeah, I'm looking at that too.
beaver meat,
fine. I'm loving this place.
bobcat.
But yeah, I don't know. I mean, it was a slower week overall due to the scare, I guess. But You know, what are you going
Shit's
to do?
illegal.
You just, again, you got to play it hour by hour and see how things go. But I'm amazed at how many parties have canceled and how far out they've canceled. And I know that you can relate to this. You know, just obviously people calling in and just being like, hey, you know, our party for blah, blah, blah we're canceling it. And that's a good chunk of my business. So obviously it's a good concern.
It's a huge chunk of my business.
I mean, I know that you have banquet halls which hold 400 people.
5.
And okay,
5, please. Sir.
excuse me, sir. So 500 people, and I mean, obviously, anything over 100 people's been canceled
Halls.
by the governor.
They dropped it in the same day. It was 100.
And it went to
started,
50.
in like an hour. And
But
now it's 10.
Now it's 10.
10.
Well, are restaurants still excluded from that? Because you know that's the main question. Obviously, restaurants, hotels, and grocery stores were excluded from that. And I'm curious at what point they're going to put a restriction on, you know, like grocery stores. How are we going to? That's going to be the main
You can only
concern
let 10
of
people in a grocery store at a time.
I don't think that's a thing, but like, how can you know? Is there a way to be like, hey, if you live in this zip code, you can go shopping from this hour to this hour? Like, is there a way to limit how many people are in a store at one time?
There
I
is,
think they
and
should actually just at least limit.
well, like
You might as well just turn her mic on. I know she doesn't want to be on, but she's talking close enough we can hear her. Just unmute that shit.
So what I'm relating it to like the gas crisis and shit like that, and like or like water crisis, and like if you live in this zip code, you can only water your lawn or wash your car on Wednesday. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, see, I wouldn't even say it's like a
like
one
trash pickup.
I get that, but I mean, like, again, if you say, like, somebody suggested elderly hour, which I
Yeah.
think is kind of a good idea, but at the same time, if one person's infected, then they're all fucked anyway. It doesn't matter. But, you know, like, how do we limit the number of people that are rushing into a store? And, again, like, I don't think that's going to necessarily mean that if you go to buy toilet paper, it's going to be there. But hopefully you're not running in or standing in line for 3 hours with 400 people. You know what I mean? Like, is there a way to hopefully limit, because I feel like grocery stores in particular and big food stores are going to be the hardest hit areas. Like, everyone rushes to those. Restaurants are obviously slowing down, so it's not like restaurants are going to be the
like-
biggest epicenter. Like, I
But
feel
I mean,
like
you think about like them forcing restaurants to close is causing, you know, small business owners to struggle.
or even shut down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they might not come back from this.
And I mean, I understand that, but I don't know if there's anything that can be done about it. I mean, like, I know they're trying to put bills in place for workers, which is great. I don't know if they're putting bills in place for small businesses.
I read somewhere online, I don't know if it's true, but certain power company and another, it might have been water, that they're not going to cut off for non-payment
Right,
for like
like
a
if
couple
you-
months. Yeah.
So they give you time to recover.
Yeah, I mean, because like a lot, like
Well, it's just like student loan payments right now. Like,
people,
they're
people
deferring
living
them.
people living paycheck to paycheck.
Yeah,
Or,
if you're not getting a paycheck, then
that your like your rent, your water, your power, like all these things, like for 2 weeks, and that's half a month
Yeah.
of your salary gone.
I'm not gonna lie.
And like, how long is it going to take you to recover? Like half of your salary.
I could survive if I could pay everything off my credit card, but I'm not gonna lie. Like, right now, I'm pretty sure there are 2 or 3 bills that I cannot pay from a credit card. It's supposed to be from a bank account, and if I'm out of work, like, I'm gonna run into some issues. I'll have to figure some things out.
Yeah, but like you going to work and the establishment you work in not making money
Are two
is-
different things.
and then the
Agreed.
establishment, you know,
I mean,
as a whole, like the dollars aren't there to make payroll, the dollars aren't there to, like, you know, like that's to make bills. Like, I mean, like when you're running an establishment and like you're not drawing a revenue and you have to still pay everything out.
a lot of businesses, and at first I was going to say small businesses, but I'll be honest with you, just like the situation you're in, a lot of your parties are canceling. Like, I don't think it matters what business, if you're a service industry, big or small, like, obviously if you're a bigger industry, the more capital and the more overhead you have, and if you're a smaller industry, you may have a smaller overhead, but
We're in
you're
the
not
middle.
bringing in
We're
that
in the middle of
profit.
a multi-million-dollar renovation. with $0 coming in.
Yeah,
Like, so
that's
put it
painful.
so put it in that perspective. Like, we're in the middle of a multi-million-dollar renovation,
it's a horrible time not to
and
have revenue.
to not
yeah.
have revenue coming in. And I mean, our company is strong, but is it strong enough
To carry through.
To carry, like, and we're the only property. Well, I can't even say that because it's nationwide. So it's like multiple properties across the border not
Are
bringing
probably,
in money.
yeah.
And like, because they could, like steal from Peter to pay Paul, but when Peter didn't have fucking money either, like, and you're in the middle of a renovation, like, that's horrible. And like, how long does it go? Like, I mean, I'm sure like they already have the money in pocket because they went to a bank and took out a fucking loan or whatever. However these things work in this industry. Like, I'm not on the top tier of my industry to know like where this money comes from. And so to have all this go down in the middle of like a multi-million-dollar renovation, like, where does that put other companies that are also doing the same things? Like, I mean, in the hotel business, like, having that shut down is like without the travel, without, like, obviously when people travel they need hotel rooms. That's the basis of our whole revenue scheme, and then like even our local business and like dealing with like
But
large companies that have huge meetings and those are canceling.
I'm sure even your restaurant's probably suffering. I mean, people just
Dude, our restaurant is empty.
people aren't going out.
Like, we have multiple outlets in the hotel. It's like so when I say multiple outlets to everyone listening at home, like, we have like 2 restaurants. So do we close one? And then when we close one restaurant because the volume's not there to have 2, so now half the staff is suffering, and in turn the kitchen staff is suffering. Like, there's no need to have there's no reason to have 8-9 cooks on when they're cooking a ticket every hour.
Yeah.
I mean, no matter how big the ticket is in that hour, if everyone walked in for dinner at 5, you need 2 people for an hour. And like this happened to, sorry to interrupt how was your week, Alex, because I think you spun way out.
I'm pretty much
that.
I mean, my week was
But
pretty much done anyway.
So like during my week, like, we started to shut things down like in the lunch period hour. And then all of a sudden, it's like, oh, we have 16 people walking in, and so it's just me and Dooley. Sorry, Dooley and I want to be PC. So Dooley and I, like, when the first ticket came back, I'm like, oh, it's 16 people, and like the first ticket had like 5.
President Trump not considering nationwide shutdown.
So Dooley and I had to deal with a 16 top, which
is no big deal.
no big deal. But like the first ticket rolled back, and like I was on the expo side, Dooley was on the cook side, and I was like, "Oh, is this it?" It's like 3 apps and 2 sandwiches. And I was like, "Dooley's got that. Like, I'll just expo it out and run it to the bar that's on the other side of the building." And then it turned in. Then the next ticket rolled in, which was actually like 16 entrees. Like, that was just like these people ordered first kind of
One
thing.
ticket,
Like,
by the way.
yeah, and then so the 16 entrees came in on one ticket, and I was like, Dooley and I are sitting there staring at it, him on the hotline, like, and me in Expo, and I was like, well, I guess I'm gonna wash my hands. And I was like, Dooley, I'm wearing a dress shirt. I was like, Dooley, I am not doing fry. Like, it's like, like, so
We know what happens there.
so yeah, like, I mean, just
First thing Jason said was,
Chop
Dooley,
fries.
Chop fries.
Yep.
yes, we're gonna need fries, Dooley. And that's like while I was washing my hands. Like, let's get that out the way now. So, like, I think really, bro?
I know.
Like, what the fuck,
Fixing
man?
that,
Like,
bro.
why would you do it that way?
I don't know.
So I think like the industry as a whole is going to feel it, especially like when they start to make cuts, and then the cuts bite you in the ass.
Yeah.
And they bit me in the ass immediately, and now like,
No, I
now
think at that
it's something
point-
that I have to think about.
At that point, customers everywhere are just going to have to understand that restaurants and businesses are doing the best they can in these times. You can't just pay people to stand around just for whatever. Like,
Just
what if?
for just in case the what
Yeah.
ifs. Well, like, why does she want to talk now? And we muted her, and now we got to unmute her. Did we
No.
not mute her?
She's
She was
not
just
muted.
far away. Okay, so she's not up on the mic. Okay, I was like, no, you're good. Like,
Yeah. So I mean, at that point, you just have to. Everyone is in a crisis at this point. You got to. First of all, if you're going out, you're not even supposed to be. Other people are going to work and willing to get sick to serve you food. Like, you're gonna have to deal with it if they can't get it to you as fast as you'd like.
I mean, that's a valid point. And I guess the consumer has to also understand that the rest of the world is operating the same premise that they're operating in.
I feel like hospitality will be a lot better. No one's going to be bitching as much.
I don't believe that for one
I
fucking
don't
Yeah,
either.
yeah.
Nope.
I think
I
that
think it'll
they're
be just
still
the
gonna
opposite.
In a
you're
perfect-
still
in
gonna
a
get your
perfect
damn
world.
Yelp review.
In a perfect world,
Like
It
what
should
I want to
be.
know is like I want to like mark the date like when they started shutting down restaurants, and then let's go back and check the Yelp reviews of restaurants after the shutdown, and like when
That'd
you
be a
can't
whole
have
podcast by
when you
itself.
can't have 50 or more people in a building at a time, and like you showed up and like sorry you're 51, and they're like they wouldn't let me in because I was number 51. God, and I was like, yeah, the fucking president said it's a law, bitch. Get the fuck out of here. Like, I mean, like maybe this might be the cure for Yelp, and maybe that shit will go away. Because I fucking hate Yelp. Because there's not a single like you figure out of every million Yelp reviews, there's like one positive one.
Yeah.
And they usually put those on the not recommended.
Yeah.
And then it's like it doesn't even show up at the beginning. Like, oh no, the 1 star that was given to you 3 years ago is going to be the first one that pops up.
Your
the
5 stars on the third
that,
page.
The 5-star that you got yesterday,
Third page.
third page. If you or fifth, like
If
depending
Yelp even deems it,
worthy.
Yeah.
yeah, recommended.
I think that's a whole scam.
It is.
It is. They call us nonstop.
To try and get you to pay for ads.
Well, I'm also really curious how many people in the restaurant industry actually listen to Yelp. Like, if I go out to a restaurant, I just look up a restaurant. I don't look up the Yelp
I don't.
review.
Yeah, I don't look up Yelp reviews.
Because
I
you
look
never
up
see a good one.
reviews.
Like,
That's a
yeah,
really
I
good
look up
beer, though.
reviews, but I don't listen to them.
did
I
you
mean,
say that's a really good beer?
I go for, and I judge myself. If I don't like it, I'm not going back. I don't have to make a big deal about it.
Well, we went to a restaurant and you looked at a couple of reviews and we took a personal like face to face or text message reviews like, hey man, you should definitely check this place out. We went and then we were like,
Very disappointed.
well, undersatisfied. But you did like certain things and like
When did you fucking become PC?
because man, we're talking about local restaurants and like we're gonna
Did you
be one.
did you drop the name?
no,
All right then. Unsatisfied.
it was not good.
You got very
the
fucking
service?
PC there.
The service was good.
The service was good.
The
food was just bland.
Yeah,
it could
she
be good. It
well,
just
she
wasn't.
made a comment. She's like, I really like the chef's. She's like, I like the idea, and the chef's confident and not to put salt and pepper on the table. And then the food comes out, and it's like, fuck, this needs salt, like a motherfucker, dude. Like,
I know what you're talking about.
and it's like, fuck, man, like
you know,
it was
make
a nice
this, like,
place.
better
Service
salt.
was good. Will we be going back? We're not rushing there. You know what I mean? And I'm just saying, like they're dealing in a cuisine that's in my wheelhouse, and I know what shit's supposed to be.
I'm just gonna throw it out there while we're on this subject. At least it wasn't a place that was named Salt. I don't think they're in business anymore, so I don't feel bad about saying this.
I think
but
they went out, yeah.
I don't think they're there either. And it's probably because
so
They
they
use
they
salt.
named the restaurant Salt, but
Never
I
used it.
I forgot to use it.
well I ran into them before they opened, and I went shortly after they opened, and yes,
It was before they had their
my entire family
like
agreed.
but like, all right, the concept of salt was that your shit was supposed to come out on a salt block.
Well, yeah, they were, and they didn't have it up and running when I was there. But even so, like the dishes
Why
that they
would
had,
you open?
Okay,
If
like,
your name is Salt and you're supposed to serve shit on a fucking hot salt block, and you don't have the salt blocks, why the fuck would you even open?
even if you did, the dishes that did, like you had risottos and stuff that didn't come on salt blocks, were completely under seasoned and under salted. And I mean, like, again, I ran into them before they opened, and then when they opened, I went to go visit, and it was probably like 2 or 3 months in. It's not like I went at opening. And
So they just didn't have salt.
They did recognize me and came over, and at the end they came up and asked us, and I was like, man, I gotta be honest, for a place called Salt, you really don't have any in your food. Like,
Well, that's how we felt, and I was like, in the establishment that we went to, it was like, fuck, man, this isn't even difficult. Like, a lot of it's stewed.
right?
You know what I mean? Like, a lot of it's one pot dishes. Like, I could, in the appetizers we had were good. The appetizers were flavored well, and we were kind of like, all right, man,
You're
gonna
hyped
ramp
up now. You're like, you're expecting it.
And you know how we do, like, we go to an establishment and it's like, oh, we're gonna order several things now. You know what I mean? Like, all right, like,
All right, pause real quick. Let's do this beer real quick, and we're gonna jump back into this because I like this topic, and we're fuck the
you know
how was
how-
your week. We're
yeah.
gonna continue the shit out of this.
They got 4 stars on there, by the way.
All right, let's go.
and it's a really nice place.
4.2, I believe, but I don't think they'll be around long.
That's rude.
That is.
Okay, so I'm gonna say that
Well, I hope they are, but
I'd like to see people succeed.
the
but
recent reviews obviously say it was better and it's just gone down. And from our experience last week, I can see that is probably true.
All right, I'm not gonna lie. The whole Rain Monster vodka drink is really throwing off my palate here, and this one's kind of tough to nail down. I don't think it's an
Who you
IPA.
talking to?
Yeah, look, well, you're fucking stupid. All right, drinking arrogant bastard ale. I'm surprised you can taste anything.
I took a swig of water.
And did it help?
No.
Yeah.
All right,
A little bit.
bullshit.
A little bit.
All right. Anyway, ooh,
Okay, I'll go. Hazy IPA.
What? Dooley's first?
6.5%,
don't interrupt him. We're on a roll here.
70 IBU, and 60 IBU. And we were at 4.
60 IBU.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, man.
Imperial IPA. 8.9. 65. I'm gonna give that a 2.
Not the IPA guy. Not a
Nope.
surprise there. Imperial, really? I mean, I have to admit it is kind of strong, but I don't think I'm gonna go double or Imperial. I think I'm just gonna hit it with IPA. I think I'm gonna go with a 7.6. I'm gonna go with 58 on the bitterness, and I'm gonna give that a 3.5. It's not bad. It's pretty good, honestly. Again, my palate's a little thrown off right now, but I think that's pretty good.
I have cleansed my palate with a teddy, so I think my perception of this beer is better than yours. I think that it is a hazy IPA.
Okay.
I think that it is a 6.8. I think the IBU is somewhere. I'll give it like a 39, and I'd rate it a 3.5.
Interesting on the low ball with the IBU there. I like that. You know, hey, if you don't go over, right?
Hazy, juicy. Like, I feel like they could disguise things, but I
They're
really
usually
think.
like, all right, let's see.
Oh,
All right.
shit, it's one of our buddies.
Oh, son of a bitch.
Well, how far off are we?
I don't like you right now.
So, did he get it?
I really don't like you right now. That's all right. So this is O'Connor's Angler's End Double IPA. So it isn't technically an Imperial or a double IPA, and it is 8.9%. Both of which Dennis fucking nailed on the
Is
head.
that a 2-pointer?
I do not know if IBUs. You know what? If he gets the fucking IBUs,
Just
we'll
for
give him
this?
3 points. I never give more than 1 point per round. But
I
if you
think
nail,
if you nail 2, that's 2 points.
that's 2 points. All right. I
Like
mean,
I said, it's just a silver dash.
oh fuck you. Anyway,
Is that a Bud? Oh, that's not a Bud Light yet.
Not yet.
Oh,
Not
so
yet.
you're
Angler's End, and we're gonna have to see if we can get up with O'Connor sometime soon. We're gonna have to have an O'Connor day and do this again.
Did you
No, but I will.
Did you see the Instagram thing that we were talking about with I want to see where we're at first. Ballast Point.
That's other than
Did you see the Ballast Point
Oh, that's
conversation?
part of it. Yes, I'll have to see if I'm up to date. But yes, I think I know what you're talking about.
8.9 ABV.
Do we have an IBU? No
Go
IBU.
back
Can
to
you
the
click?
next
Hold on.
page.
Can you go?
Go back to the next page. I
No,
thought
no,
I saw
hold on,
below
hold
it.
on.
That's
Click
why.
on it. Click on it. There's a link.
Down, guys.
Hey, I'm trying
Oh,
to
it
get
goes to
points.
Untapped. We could have just looked this up on Untapped. That's disappointing.
No IBU.
No IBU. Well, fuck.
All right, so
Hold
I
on.
win.
I don't think that's how it works.
Oh, well, you're the commissioner. It could work that way.
You gave Dennis 2 points, and I mean, he
I
did.
do.
He
I
nailed
believe.
2 of them.
I believe that is, like if you get them, if you get them exact, that's a point.
Well, then, all right. Dennis got 2 fucking points.
Yay!
This whole time, you haven't been giving people fucking
No.
points for.
I noticed that.
First off,
Nailing
it's
it?
very rare that we nail 2 things in the same thing, and generally, it's usually like 2 of us will nail the style, and then 1 of us will nail the IBUs or the ABV, and I
But
give.
I
Don't be
believe
judging
the
his
I
commissioner
believe
status
I
now.
believe the rules
Good
were
fucking
you
luck.
get a point.
Do you realize this is Welcome to Assholes Anonymous, and my name is Alex?
I believe that we established that the point system was if you nail it, you get a point.
Yes, and it's so rare. All right, so here's the thing.
If 3 of us nail the style,
Each person got a point.
everybody should get a point.
Look, that's going to make this game so much harder to fucking score for me.
No, I mean, like, no. You
I
just
can't count to 5, okay?
take your shoes off, bro.
That only gets
I know
me,
you
that,
only have one hand.
that
Take
only
your
gets
shoes
me to
off.
3. I don't know what to do. I lost my feet in an accident.
Are you okay over there?
Are you talking to me? I can't see you.
Okay,
No,
so
no.
I'm working on something extra, but what I want to do is go back to what we were having the conversation about, the restaurant.
Yes.
And
Melissa?
oh damn. Okay, so
Oh, come on.
Look, Jason, don't get distracted. We'll cover this in a minute.
sorry. Like, well, we're not political.
I know, but we're still going to cover it. Let's face it, we're going to cover this.
Okay, so
Yeah, we're gonna-
where did I stop at? Oh, the salt on the table, and then all right. So there's stewed dishes,
Yes.
and I'm gonna say that multiple people have tasted the stewed dish, and everyone in that establishment agreed that this is the best we can produce, and no one had the audacity or the balls to look at the chef and say,
This needs salt.
this we could probably use some salt. Like,
So now this is exactly why I wanted to stay on this topic and say fuck you and Dooley's week because it's been slow. Hopefully for you, well, not hopefully,
Oh, it's
but I'm
been-
assuming it's been slow. So you probably don't have a lot of stories, and we're going to jump into this topic because do you think that the industry is going more towards not putting as much salt and pepper and or seasonings in the food as much as they used to?
No.
Like, well, all right, hold on. Like, I find that more places are making things a bit blander where you can add your salt and pepper because it is on the table.
if you're gonna do that, have salt and pepper on the fucking table. This establishment did not have it.
I agree with that. But my only question is, do you find that places are going more towards that now? As in, like, you can flavor your own food versus flavoring it for you? Because I'm a big fan. I'm a Southern style fucking cook. I want that shit to be like, I don't want salt and pepper on the table. If you need it, I want to come out and be like, why? No, just fucking eat that. What do you mean? You don't need salt and
Okay.
pepper. Like, this shit
Like,
is fucking bold.
One thing I say, like when we have a banquet or something like that, like someone asks me to like try collard greens or try this or whatever hell, and I'll say it's good there. Personally, I would add more salt. Like me personally, I would add it. It's good where it is. Like,
I'm a saltaholic.
oh yeah, I am too.
Well, okay, if you are but we have salt on the fucking table for those people.
That's why I say personally, I would add more salt, but that's my palate, not everyone's.
No, like what I'm saying is like, but you don't have salt and pepper on the fucking table, and then you undersalt, or your shit came out bland.
Yeah.
And you're cooking in the style of a place I grew up in.
Yeah.
And I understand what things are supposed to be.
Yeah. Yeah. But just out of curiosity, do you think maybe they're like trying to like make the dishes more, and this is probably going to get people riled up and everything, but more for like for taste wise for the older generation, because like that's why like older people eat spicier stuff and everything, because you know like their taste buds and everything start, you know, they go away. Like, cause
Yeah, I get that. I understand.
I have had customers like they came in and everything. They got some of
So,
our mild sauce, and they're like, it's got too much. It's got too much flavor, and it should be blander. And I'm like, what?
Yeah, no.
No.
But you're contradicting your own statement
Yeah.
in that fact. And it's like they're making it blander for their generation.
Yeah.
For
Well, that's what I'm trying to say.
for an older generation.
Yeah.
And let's be honest, like I'm not creating a dish for a generation.
Yeah.
I'm not creating for here and now is what I'm making it for.
Yeah.
And in the generation or the people that are coming in,
Great.
the millennials especially, because those are the ones that are going to
me.
keep, which yes, but those are the ones that are going to keep your business alive. And going forward, like you need to focus on that palate, the younger palate,
Yeah.
and most of them don't even have a palate.
No.
They don't even understand what they're eating.
Chicken nuggets.
Chicky nuggies. But like, I would never send anything out to a table that I wouldn't eat,
Yeah.
and that.
Well, hold on, because that doesn't really narrow things down.
Well, no.
We eat a lot, and
Yes.
we would eat a lot, and
But like, I
there's
think my palate is more refined than the customer's is.
I get where you're coming
Probably is,
from,
too.
but I mean, like, I'm just saying, like, even if something came to us in a restaurant that we were unsatisfied with, we'd probably eat it. So that's not really a
I
fair
did
statement.
eat it. I did eat it all.
Exactly, that's not a fair statement. Then, like, you
No,
hold yourself to a
he's-
higher standard.
He
Then
said he doesn't want to send something to a table that he wouldn't eat. Like
see, but that again, I feel like that's a lower standard than he means. Because I feel like we would eat more than we would send out.
he means in like presentation
That I wouldn't
and
send to
taste.
myself.
Yeah.
Right. So
Not-
again, that you
not
wouldn't send to
what
yourself.
it
Not that you wouldn't
is.
eat, because if it was sent to you, you'd probably eat it.
I would eat it any fucking way.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Alex,
It's a low
so
standard.
It is very low
We
standard.
would eat just about anything.
Damn
Let's-
right.
All right, so that's a low standard.
It's just like what Melissa's saying, because we did have an incident one time on the line, and Jason's like, I'm not sending this out to the table. Like, the bread was a little bit burnt on the end of it or something like that, and you're like, fucking remake it. And then I'm not sending this has my name on it, so I'm not sending this shit out. Like,
Yeah.
But that's what I'm trying
But
to
you
clarify.
shouldn't even like. All right, so
Well, hold on.
from
That's-
Dooley's end, he should have never fucking handed it to me in the first place.
I agree with that, but that's what I'm trying
I'm
to
not
clarify.
saying you did.
What I'm trying to say
I
is,
know. It's just-
what I'm trying to say is, if you had received that burger in another restaurant, you would have eaten it.
Yes,
Yes,
I'm-
but you would not have sent it out. So it's a different standard.
yes. The standard that I send to a table is different than what I receive. Is that where you're trying to go?
Yes,
So I would not send it. Doesn't mean someone else won't.
Correct. But if we had received it, it's possible we would have eaten it.
I would just eat it and like and now we're in the here's
And then
here's
leave a
here's a
bad
good
Yelp review.
debate. Here's a good debate because we're just not going to go back.
Well, okay, all right.
And
no,
all right, so is it worse?
whoa. Go. No, ask your
Is
question.
it worse to not give your critique and to never go back, or is it vice versa? Like give your critique and like go back and try it again and see if they actually took it in.
Well, that's a variable answer.
Yeah, but like okay, so like for an establishment, is it better for someone to just eat it and not like it and say everything's fine and then leave and never come back? Because return customers are your business base.
As an
And
establishment,
then they're going to tell people not to go there because the food is bland.
all right. So here's where it gets difficult. So like we need to describe what type of establishment, because if you're talking a small business, all right, I'm gonna use Chuck as an example, because Chuck at the Casual Pint is an awesome dude,
Yes.
and he will come up to the table. He is not afraid to come up to the. He will absolutely. You son of a bitch. He will absolutely come up to you and just ask you how everything is. And in that case, if you tell him something, I feel like you're hitting the right ears. Mm-hmm. Now, let's say you went out to some place like a chain restaurant. Okay. I'm going to use... Applebee's. Ruby Tuesdays was going to be my example because there's one a block away from my house. And I don't know this for a fact. This is not a statement of fact. This is just, you go to a chain restaurant. If you tell your server something, do you really think it's going to hit the right person?
No.
Probably not. If you make a review... like if you email them a review type deal, or if they have like a site where you say, "Hey, can you give us your input?" Maybe you have a better chance of doing it that way. So I think the way you respond to a restaurant depends on what type of restaurant it is. Again, if it's somewhere where the owner actually comes to the table,
small business,
then yes, talk to whoever you can. Again, though, most servers, I don't think, are really going to take that information and make it as
and then
pertinent.
Give it to the chef.
Yes, or whoever. Like, it doesn't matter what it is, but I don't think the servers are necessarily going to pass that along as efficiently
I feel like
as speaking to someone in charge or...
I feel like if you're talking to a server about, like, the food, it's kind of like the telephone game.
Exactly. Like, by the time it gets to the kitchen, how much information did you really get?
But we did look at the Yelp reviews later on that place, and it did come up that the food was bland, and I think no.
Oh yeah, no, sorry.
So it's not just us; it's repeated on the Yelp
and
reviews.
that's what I said. Like that was all usually within like the last month or so. So I think it probably started off great.
And then maybe they had a turnover.
Yeah, maybe the original chef left.
Well, all right. So, again, in my opinion, I think most casual-style restaurants are going more towards what I would consider unflavored food, and I think they consider it flavored, but it's a mild flavor at best. Do you
Not in this.
I just think
in the format that we're in. There should be nothing mild about the fucking flavor.
In the format that we're in, fine. But I mean, I think a lot of places are going more generic with the flavoring lately.
Well, Dennis was saying the same thing, and I don't agree with him.
I
would rather okay, so you're trying to appease what clientele at this fucking point?
I'm not saying I agree with it. I'm saying, do you feel like most places are doing it? Now, again, that's definitely not what we're going to do. We are bold flavor. We're in your face. That's our thing. And I love it because I want flavor in my food. But just there's a place recently that had a mac and cheese thing. Does just adding salt and pepper to the mac and cheese
would probably make it amazing. Is that what you're saying? Or
yeah, I mean, doubling the salt and pepper in the mac and cheese is a simple thing.
Double?
Well, hey, why not?
I mean, I don't know where you went.
I don't know what kind of cheese is in that.
It's just random example. There's a certain place that makes mac and cheese, and I can tell you because I added salt and pepper to the mac and cheese after I got it. That doubling, I'm assuming doubling. I can only guess. But
how much did you have to add?
Enough. Let's just put it like that.
Mac and cheese is tricky because I truly think that it can be delicious to a lot of people, but mac and cheese needs salt to bring out the cheesiness that you don't think you're missing
until you add salt.
And it also depends on the cheeses you're putting in.
And I will tell you, when I add salt and pepper to my mac and cheese after I get it, you have to mix it and let it sit. It's not like you just eat it immediately. You have to mix, let it sit.
Yeah.
Okay, so.
Well, you always add a certain cheese to your mac and cheese that takes care of the salt.
Well, a lot of cheeses have a lot of fucking salt, and you have to judge that as well. And that's why I'm a fan of flavoring throughout the dish. And, and be careful about your ingredients and the ones that carry salt, and taste it as you go. Dooley and I at the hotel, we taste it constantly. We have a bin of disposable spoons, and they can hear you.
Yeah, I'm not farting. I'm leaning away from the cigarette. But thank you for. I want to clarify. No, I am not farting.
Just a very, very.
I would probably try and make it loud enough to hear if I was, but
no. I looked over and I'm doing this.
Well, that's why I gave you the thumbs up. I thought you looked at me "Are you good with the cigarette?" And I was like, "Yeah, you're good. I'm just leaning back because of the cigarettes."
No, so it was so we taste the dish throughout the process of preparing the
as
sauce,
you should,
and we'll cook with salt, and at the end you do sauce is done. Let's do the final adjustment in the seasoning and make sure everything's good. And like, what is it missing? It needs salt or it needs garlic. It needs a specific ingredient.
Right.
Usually,
Yeah.
I have like 4 or 5 guinea pigs.
Hopefully, it's not cumin.
Sometimes it needs cumin.
Actually,
if
cumin
it
could
was-
work in mac and cheese. I can see that.
It could if
I
you were
could-
making a Mexican
Mexican
style.
Not at the amount Dooley uses.
And then
Used to you.
He's learned.
I haven't touched cumin
add some
in a while.
chorizo to it and everything.
So, well, that's a Mexican mac
Cumin
and
and
cheese,
anom-
and I
anom-
would want that topped with Doritos, but we're gonna come back to that. So I think the process in preparing a dish, I do salt the ingredients going in. Like if I'm doing a sweat or a saute, I
Yeah.
salt that.
yeah, you have to.
But
I-
a lot of people don't.
Oh, I'm totally with you because I have recently been updating recipes that at my restaurant say like salt at the end or like you add seasoning at the end and what the who fucking adds seasoning completely at the end? Like no seasoning until the very end. That to me is insane.
That is crazy.
Like especially if you're sweating onions, how are you going to get the added effect of the aroma of the onions? I mean, like salt is it brings flavor out.
Yes,
And it holds flavor. Salt is a
Salt
god
amplifies
in
the
cooking
flavor.
world.
Pepper changes the flavor.
Yes.
Marco Pierre White.
Well, there's a
quote.
recipe at our place I read, and it was only one. I didn't read through them all because I was pretty horrified. It says salt and pepper to taste.
I mean, like, yeah.
Who's fucking taste?
Well, that's a
No,
very
man.
good
Well,
question.
that's also why we use 5 people.
I also love that some of our recipes don't include salt and pepper, but it says like add salt and pepper in the description, and I'm like, but it doesn't say how much. So you're just basically giving them free will to be like, no,
Yeah.
fuck it, this sounds good.
Exactly.
And don't get me wrong,
No wonder. No
I'm
wonder.
kind of
everything's-
okay with that if they're good at cooking, but I wouldn't trust everyone with that.
There's a level of consistency that that you're missing at that point. And a lot of recipes say that, like, even in cookbooks, like, add salt and pepper to taste. And, like, okay, like, I don't agree with that.
As a facility or a restaurant or, you know, like if you're trying to provide something all the time to someone, yeah, no, I don't agree with that because then
Unless the same person is
depends on-
cooking
yeah.
the same
It
stock
depends on who's
or-
making it every
or-
time.
Yeah, 'cause
Yeah,
I
they
mean,
have
what
to
if
make
you
it-
fools got a recipe and it said add hot sauce to taste? Everybody'd be fucked.
Dennis,
Hi, how you doing?
No, but so, like,
here's a bottle.
Let me get that Leviathan.
fuck you, Dennis.
Let me see that liquid
No,
capsaicin
but,
real
like,
quick.
what I'm saying is, like, you know, using several people to taste a dish will make it more consistent, especially, like, when, you know, let's say, like, we use 5 people to taste a single dish, and they have been there for years, they know what it's supposed to be. And there's a lot of times where Julie and I go outside of the box, and we're like, you know what, we're gonna try something different, and like we're gonna change some things up, and like, but you have to do it gradually, like in order for us to implement a dish into our kitchen, because we're both new there. I've been there for 5 years, and I'm still new. If that puts anything in perspective.
Compared to how long
The staff has been there and eating the same thing over and over again. Like, even some of the servers, or a lot of the servers, are there way longer than I've been there as the director. But, you know, a lot of the changes, I would say most of the changes since Dooley and I had gotten there, and the regime that I've built there, were positive changes. Like, you know, I don't know, adding garlic to corn. Like, I don't know.
It sounds like a good one to me.
Yeah, I forgot.
Like, so there's that. But I think in the process of cooking, like, for people who want flavor dumbed down, like, I am not on board with that at all.
I feel like, all right, especially
I don't think they understand.
especially if I go out, I want you to have a flavor profile. I don't want to have to fucking create my own. That's why I'm going out.
Right. I don't
Because
wanna,
I want you to supply that
maybe,
bold flavor.
just maybe, you'll give me a fucking idea.
Right? Like, I mean, hey, you know what?
What is that spice?
If it is cumin and mac and cheese, I want to be confused and be like, yeah, exactly. I want to be like, hey, can Can I get this fucking recipe?
All right,
Like,
can we rap about it for a moment?
Yeah, okay. I don't even need like the amounts. Can you just tell me what's fucking in it? Like, can we get down to this? Because I feel like I want to know. Like, this is so good that I want to know. And my concern is I feel like a lot of places, and I like to go out to eat, and I like to go out to a new place every week, and I feel like a lot of places are really dumbing down their spices to make it less. I feel like it's less fattening and less. Less saturated fats.
Flavor
and this, that,
is
and the other.
not fat.
Well, bullshit.
Tell me well, outside of bacon grease, tell me a seasoning that has a fat content.
Okay, now look, seasoning, that's not fair, but okay.
Seasoning.
Butter.
But but that's not a seasoning. You know what I mean?
Shit,
like,
man.
butter
Like,
makes
no.
everything better.
Butter makes
Bacon
butter, like, yeah, dude, you lose fucking 20 pounds if you stop eating butter.
Exactly.
Especially
but
in
it's
the way
delicious.
that we use it. But, like, you know what? Like, we said it was good. We didn't say it was good for you.
But that's my point.
We don't eat the way we eat every day.
I think part of the problem is, and this is going to get controversial, but I think part of the problem is that so many Americans don't cook at home anymore, that when they go out to eat, they expect it to be healthier, because if they go out to eat all the time and it's healthier food, they don't have to worry as much, versus where people used to cook at home and they'd go out on a rare occasion, they'd go out for a meal that was literally worth going out for.
That was the whole fucking point.
Now I feel like it's just dumbed down to where if you go out, it's just like, well, I'm going out for dinner. It's not like I'm going out for a purpose, or I'm going out for a good time, or anything. It's literally just like, I'm lazy.
It's marketing and capturing an audience, and they're like, oh, we can go here because it's not terrible.
But
it's not McDonald's.
But again, so many people are expecting.
Not to say McDonald's is terrible, because
so many people are expecting healthier meals that like they don't salt as much, they don't season as much, and do you think that people think that flavor and deliciousness makes it unhealthy, like in their mindset, like, oh, this is fucking amazing, I think
this has to be bad for me?
Well, I think that a lot of people watch their sodium intake, and that's salt. And I mean, so therefore I think restaurants don't salt as much because there's salt and pepper on the table. And
if there's not, then what the fuck am I supposed to do?
That restaurant's fucking stupid. All right, we didn't name them, and I don't care about saying that. That restaurant's fucking stupid. Like, if you're not going to salt your food, put fucking salt and pepper on the table. But if you do, I mean, I just feel like so many places are dumbing it down and making it less flavorful in order to appease the masses that don't. I don't know. If I go out, I want something to surprise me. I want a bold flavor. I want excellence. I don't want mediocrity that I have to flavor. And that's what I feel like we're getting to.
I mean, it's pretty bad whenever you say, I want an extra spicy. It comes on, you're like, seriously? Did you add Tabasco sauce or something to this shit?
I mean,
like, come on.
That's quite right. And I do admit, I miss the days when people would come in and be like, tell the chef I want it extra spicy. Like, oh, you fucked up.
Yep.
Like, when they're like, oh, the extra spicy sauce on the menu isn't spicy enough, tell the chef to spice it up. Like, oh, yeah. It's going to be about 20 minutes. I'm going to have to cook something down, but I'm going to fuck you up.
Yeah.
Like, you're going to cry. And
those are the best dishes.
I miss those days.
Dennis, want to talk about that?
I miss those days. You know what I mean? Like, I really do. It's literally like like making the Leviathan sauce at work is pretty much what it's like. That's what I feel like. I'm going to cook the shit down out of this, and you're going to fucking cry when this is over. And I'm gonna smile while you're crying.
Also, though, some that I did enjoy working at the old establishment and everything was because regulars on Wednesdays and stuff like that for karaoke and stuff. Like, Dennis would come in, and I'm like, screw it. What do you want? He's like, make me that bang bang shrimp.
Yeah, I bet.
All right.
I will admit,
dude, that bang bang shrimp was fucking phenomenal.
I will admit, I have a regular.
I think I still remember how to make it.
I have a regular that comes in all the time. Obviously, he's a regular, and he is one of the few people that when he asks for something special, I will make it. But I have to admit, as much as I hate making it for him, because it's like, dude, I made a menu and you didn't fucking even order off of it. Especially on Sundays when we do brunch, and we literally make a menu for the day, and he doesn't order off of it. But
is that the one where you made that?
we make a new one every week. So
no, he's talking about the omelet, like where you had to cook down the sauce, and like he wanted the seafood omelet.
Yeah, the seafood omelet and everything.
Well, same customer ordered. Yeah. First off, he brought in a menu from another fucking restaurant, which is how he came up with that.
I'm here. I was just back.
I do think your mic is a little low, but when I say low, I mean lift it up a little bit. he
How about
is
that?
the
Better?
same. Yeah,
There we go. That's
There
a
you
lot
go.
better. Okay.
He is the same customer that came in and was like, yes, he was looking through another restaurant's menu, and he was like, oh, can you make this oyster Rockefeller omelet? And I was like, I will fuck that oyster Rockefeller omelet up. And yeah, I made a French omelet, oyster Rockefeller, and he fucking loved it. And he was like, this is better than them. And I was like, yes, I know.
Yes,
Do you know who the
I
fuck
know.
you're talking to?
Yeah. Anyway, so as much as I hate him ordering shit that's not on my menu, at the same time, it's kind of like, well, I can do that.
I'll
Yeah,
admit,
I mean,
that's
like-
one of the things I miss about the old establishment. and
I
everything.
will even give him credit. He came in with his roommate one time and asked for something that was so special that I told him, I was like, how long are you here for?
Oh yeah, that was the.
This was the
sorry, man,
Cajun
my shit
omelet. No, I see
fell
you. I
apart.
see you struggling. This was the Cajun omelet, and I literally told him, I was like, dude, it's going to be like an hour, like minimum. It's going to be an hour. And we got busy, and it wasn't on the menu, so I wasn't prepped for it. And it took like almost 2.5 hours. And I mean,
like 6 mimosas deep.
but
bro.
he was going to be there.
Six.
He was
That's
going to be there
lightweight.
anyway. Like he was just hanging out. He always hangs out, so it
Yeah,
wasn't like
I
was-
know exactly who you're talking.
Yeah, I wasn't in a rush, but at the same time, like I was trying to get it done. But
Yeah.
it was a cook down process, and this, that, and the other, and it took a while.
And I
But
think
when he got
like,
it,
the way you explained it in like I don't fucking Dennis might know what podcast that was. But like how you cooked it down and like how you made it right. And
Oh,
I think
I-
think that takes a level of not
Commitment.
only commitment and confidence, but like something that you want to produce
That's
for
passion.
your rug. Yeah,
Passion.
exactly.
I'll
Like,
even go so far as to say that I was kind of an asshole about it because they were trying to make a football game that we weren't showing at our restaurant, and they had to go across the street to do it.
Oh.
And they waited for that omelet. Now, granted, I still think they made the kickoff of the football game, but by minutes. You know what I
Still.
mean? Like, but
I don't care.
he didn't get the good seats.
I straight up told him at the beginning, I will make it.
You
It's
just
going to
gotta
be a
wait.
while. And sure enough, like it took a while, but again, I give him credit because A, they paid for it. Like I was like, this is how much it's going to
yeah,
cost.
this
And they
is
were
not
like,
going to be.
No,
This is
yeah,
not
this-
the omelet price on the menu.
this is not cheap. And they were like, oh, fuck it. All right. And sure enough, I mean, like we ended up running it on the menu because it was so delicious later. And
I would
it,
say
it went
you-
great.
You,
like
you
I,
told when the way you described it, and I'm like, I'm not fucking trying.
oh,
this.
it was fucking
But
delicious.
I'm at work on Sunday, so I'm like, I can't do it.
It was fucking delicious. But I mean, again, you know,
I'm not at work on Sunday, and I still can't do it, bro.
That's bold flavor though. Again, like everything.
I need that recipe.
Everything he asks for, I make sure he gets bold flavor.
Oh wait, no,
it's not
seafood.
I don't.
Can't do it at home.
He does always ask for extra sauce, and I don't
See-
blame him. I'm a sauce guy.
Okay,
but,
okay,
like,
but he's also an older cat, and he, to argue everyone else's point about like they want less flavor. I don't think
Well-
that's because like Dennis hinted on it earlier, and like the fact that your taste buds start weakening, and you don't get it like you used to, so you need more of it.
when you say older cat, I mean like he's. I don't know for a fact. I'd probably have to ask him. He's probably like 35 to 38.
Oh, really? I thought it was the other guy.
No. No. No.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
okay,
in any case,
okay. I
That's what
got
I'm
my
talking
I
about.
got my ends confused.
I've never seen the other guy eat, so
Okay,
that
okay.
doesn't count.
I've
He's-
seen him. Yeah, he eats.
I have never seen him eat. I'm still waiting for a photo to surface because I don't believe it's true.
No, and I've seen him eat salmon and things like that.
I
Like,
don't know if he listens to this podcast. I really hope he does because I joke him about this at work, and I will gladly admit to calling him out on the podcast. I'm not going to name him, but I've never seen you eat, and I still want to. I will watch you.
It's a weird fetish.
I will sit
I look-
beside you with the same fucking dish and with the same thing, and you can critique it while I'm tasting it. And
I
be
have
like, you're
straight
full
up
of
told
shit.
him. I have straight up told him. I was like, if you order something and eat it, I will comp it. Like I just want to see you eat one time. Like I've known him for so long, I've never seen him eat a single thing.
That's weird.
So, yeah. In any case, I'll tell you what. We're gonna get into this beer in just a second, but we want you to listen to our favorite sponsor.
Hold on, wait for it.
Oh, that's not our sponsor. That's me. That's just me. Pinky's out, boys.
This podcast is brought to you in affiliation with Stitcher Podcast Radio. Head on over to Stitcher.com/premium and sign up today for only $4.99 a month. Use promo code TeamFatKid for get 1 month absolutely free. Stream and download all your favorite podcasts, such as this one, Team Fat Kid Choose the Fat, Conan O'Brien Needs a Friend, My Favorite Murder, Wolverine, The Lost Trail, Alex's Favorite, Bitch Sesh. You get the Fantasy Footballers, Science Rules with Bill Nye, and many, many more. We're talking 21,000 premium hours of podcasting. That is 2.4 years. You get all the bonus episodes. You get the ad-free shows. You get Dooley's favorite 300-plus comedy albums. You can check out all the new releases before they come out. And just remember, all you have to do is head on over to Stitcher.com/premium. Sign up and use the promo code TeamFatKid. Test it out for a month, absolutely free on us. Thank you for listening. We'll talk to you guys in a little bit.
I just love it.
Piggy's out, boys. You son of a bitch. I can't even get a real one, and you're just like, no, we're doing this again.
We're doing it again.
We're doing it again. All right.
And again. And again. And again.
So we have a beer. Let's do that.
You know what this smells like?
Vanilla?
Yeah,
Like cream
actually.
soda, like a cream soda.
I could see cream soda. Vanilla was a good, strong start, but cream soda is way more accurate.
Actually, especially tasting it. Oh, yeah.
Oh.
I could get down on this.
Damn. I know you could.
Okay, there's even more than cream soda.
If you
There's
let
something
it,
about
let
that.
It roll
That's-
around. Let it
yeah,
roll
that's-
around. Since we're talking about palettes, let it roll around. Your palate
I'm gonna
first.
give that a fucking 4. I don't think I could drink this all day,
give it a
but at the
4.5.
same time, I could drink one of these.
I'll drink. I hear you.
I totally bought this.
Oh, so you know what the fuck it is?
No.
No, I don't know what it is, but
If Dooley wins, I'm not counting it.
There you go.
no.
You know what?
I
Though?
remember
you
I
know
bought
what?
something that was something vanilla.
What I don't like about it, which is weird for me, is that the flavor ends very quickly. It's very dry. So like you sip it, it's cream soda-y, but then it dissipates. And I know
got my style.
I know that sounds weird for me, but like when you drink a cream soda like that, that
it
hangs
lasts.
around for a little bit, and then like this is dry, so the flavor dissipates quickly.
I'm going with a cream ale at 6.2%,
I think you're very close.
36 ABV, and I'm going to give it a 4. It's good. Like I like it. Again, this is definitely not something I drink a lot of, but it is good.
No, this is like a good after dinner beer.
Yeah, not something I would drink.
Not something that
quickly.
it's not something that like you're gonna cut the lawn and want to
Brunch beer.
Right. This
Yeah,
isn't a
it's
lunch
good,
beer.
It's a good brunch beer. That's a good.
I could
that's
see
a good
that.
call.
Especially
I
like
can
with,
see that.
Did you
especially like
create a
some
category? Did you just create a
I
category?
think I just did.
Brunch beers.
Oh hell yeah! Especially like with some
O'Connor,
French
if
toast
you're listening, brunch beers
or flying dog.
or Dogfish Head.
I mean,
Or
let's
Stone.
face it. Anybody that wants to create a brunch beer and name it Team Fat Kid
Fat
Brunch
Kid
Beer,
brunch beer.
we're down.
Yeah.
Let us know.
All right, so
I'm gonna go one.
Go ahead. Go. You go.
No, I'm gonna ride the coattails on the cream ale, but I'm gonna say a vanilla cream ale.
Fuck, man, that was mine.
I'm
Because the vanilla is so pronounced in it, so it's like,
not getting as much as you all.
all right. And well, that's because you're drinking that damn Monster and everything over there. You know,
Whatever. You know what?
But-
I'm gonna laugh when it's not
That
vanilla.
is long and gone by now, sir.
yeah, 6%.
It really is.
I'll give it 25 on the IBUs. I'll give that 4.5.
I'm gonna change it up and say, oh, "Did you want to go? You can go
No,
if
you
you're ready."
No, I want Dooley to go now. Dooley. Jason never goes last. Let's do it.
Trying to remember what the hell.
Oh,
it
you're
was.
Now, see, fuck that shit.
That's cheating.
Hey, I bought this thing like 3 weeks ago. It's
I-
hazy in my memory.
Well, then you know what? How much do you remember? Do you have it? Do you know the name?
I think it's vanilla.
Shut the fuck up, Jason. Go.
Oh, okay.
I am gonna reach out there because like how I failed so dramatically like, on the caramel apple cider thing. I'm gonna call it a cream soda ale. That's right, you heard it here first. Cream soda ale. I'm gonna say the ABV is probably like a 4 point. I'll give it 4.4.
Going low. All right.
And I think the IBU is in the 20s. So I'll give it a 22 in the IBU, and then I'll give it a 4 for brunch.
4 for brunch beer. Heard. All right, Dooley. Now, how much do you fucking remember? You goddamn cheater. No, that's too encouraging for this. You shouldn't know.
If he can fucking remember it.
All right, you have a point.
Vanilla barrel cream soda ale, I think it is.
Oh, fuck this, dude. It's like hanging out with Chuck.
I don't know shit for any of the other things, but I'll go low for 4.5 ABV and 20 IBU. I'll give it a 4.
You give it a 4?
You can go fuck yourself, Dooley.
Whatever.
He knew it right here. Remembered it?
So this is Kentucky Vanilla Barrel Cream Ale.
No points for Dooley.
It is 5.5%. None of us were really close. Dennis Dennis was the closest at 6, but he went over. Dooley was the second closest at 4.5. Well, he wasn't the second closest, but he was the closest without going over at 4.5.
No points.
No points. 18 IBU. Nobody's getting points for this because, yes, Dooley called it, but he's a fucking cheater.
How am I
It's
fucking cheater?
fucking cheating.
It's literally right there. Like, you can't not see it when you're buying it.
So you read the labels when you're purchasing things?
You're supposed to be just looking for the pretty shiny labels. There,
It was at
genius.
Kroger, and they had fucking.
Oh, so you bought this alone?
yes,
Cheap
because they had
motherfucker.
Bold Rocks out the ass. Trying to find something that's
Although,
not Bold Rock.
It's a good pull.
It's a good beer, though.
I
It's a
will
good
say,
pull, but
I'm
you get no
gonna-
points.
I'm
Sorry, I can't.
yeah, I don't think anybody's getting points.
Commissioner rules.
No,
What I
but
say,
nobody's getting points.
I second.
You can all go suck a fuck.
The motion's
Suck a fuck,
carried.
Suck a fuck.
Dooley, I told you
Motion.
beforehand, since you already
You're
knew what
not
it was, you're
carrying
not fucking getting
motions.
points. It's not fair if you know what it is. That's literally
I
why I
didn't.
can't look at the label. Otherwise, I'd
didn't
just be
know
like,
what
oh,
it
yeah,
is.
I can call this beer all the time.
I didn't know what it is because I think there's another vanilla beer in there.
It's different. Like
Do you
when,
think or do you know? Because you
it's
knew
different when
this
I
one
buy
was
like
here.
it's when I buy a 120 and it sits in the cooler for like fucking 3-4 weeks, and then he pulls it out eventually, like in the mix, and like I taste it and I immediately know what it is. Like it's like you with any stone.
Sure.
That's not
like,
true.
that's
He's
not
fucked up
true.
some stones.
Yeah, he
That is
has.
true, but like that one beer, like my favorite beer in the fucking world, the only one I've ever rated a 5.
As much as I hate to say this, if there is ever literally like just a competition of is this or is this not a stone, which is, you know what, that needs to be a fucking podcast. We're just literally gonna put Dooley. It's not gonna. He's gonna be the only one drinking.
That'd be way
Dooley's
more
gonna be
fun.
Bullshit.
fucked up. So it'll just be like, is this or is this not a stone? And Dooley would just have to go through like 20 beers, and we'll see how many he gets right. And
20 sips.
20. Well, yeah,
was
but
gonna
I
say,
mean,
bitch,
obviously.
I mean, you
Look,
keep
that's
the
still
beer.
a lot of beer. Let's
Yeah,
not,
but
let's
hey,
not bullshit.
But let's be
You can
honest.
keep
If
the
we
beer.
open
I'll
this,
still drink them.
Well, yeah, no, we will drink them. Don't
if we
worry.
open that many beers, we just need people standing around to finish
here's
the
a can,
beers.
here's a
Like,
can,
yeah,
here's
you
a
guys
can.
pass that one around after coronavirus, of course.
Yeah. Either way, I feel,
No groups more than 10 people. Sir.
I honestly think Dooley would probably get at least 60% right.
You think 60?
I think 60
I
at
think
least.
I would put that number higher.
Where are you going? I mean,
Unless
I'd say
you-
85.
okay.
Wait,
80, well, who said 85?
I said 85.
Also,
Dennis
but-
said 85.
I'm no.
And by the way, I'd have to have a fucking palate cleanser every once in a while.
yeah,
no.
well, that's no. I think
You'll
that's
get no
fair.
palate
That's
cleanser.
fair. No, fuck that.
Oh,
that's
so you
fair.
can drink a PBR.
Hold on, bullshit! You're drinking an arrogant bastard ale. You don't get a palate cleanser.
No, he's drinking
Excuse
Bud
me,
Light.
sir.
now.
That
I'm
is your
drinking,
palate cleanser.
I'm drinking the exact opposite of what I want to
you're
drink,
drinking
which is a
Bud
Bud
Light
Light.
For someone who used to drink so much Bud Light, you're hating on it.
But he
Yeah.
learned the ways.
I know he did.
Yeah, and
I'm
now I
proud of
taste the
him.
difference.
See, like
This is
Team Fat Kid is educational, and
True.
so we have put Dooley off of the Bud Lights.
I like how we teach you how to be irresponsible in every sense.
It is true, though. I mean, it is
You're
true.
on a diet? Let's fuck that up.
We teach you how to be responsible.
It is true.
Responsibly irresponsible.
It is true because, like, for me,
Uber. Lift. Do all those things.
Yes, we do.
We
yes,
definitely do
good
that.
sponsor- good
Just wear a
sponsors
mask.
Of that.
You wear a mask. But
well, no, I was
you're
just saying,
wearing
like,
one right now.
when you
know.
talk like beer wise and everything, like, because me, I used to like avoid IPAs like the plague. Now, actually, there's
There's some out there
I
that
found
you
that I
enjoy.
actually like. Yeah, And
You do still generally give them low ratings, which
I
I
do.
mean, everybody has their preference.
Well, I usually give stouts low ratings.
I mean, yeah, exactly. We all have our preference, and we do tend to stick to our styles. And we do, I admit, even when Dennis gives an IPA a low rating, either I or he usually comments like, "Okay, well, the IPA is not your style."
Yeah.
because we're not hating on the beer. We're just saying like that's
just-
not our thing.
that's
Like,
ooh,
well,
yeah.
I do think this is Dennis's thing,
I tend to
and
go.
I'm out on style.
I tend because you saw it.
I know what. Well, it's one of the three that we grabbed, and it's the only one remaining, so I know what
Right.
it is.
So, like, I tend to trend toward lighter beers, like Pilsners and things like that, because I know the IBV
Especially
is
gas.
usually lower.
Okay, hold on. You just completely fucked that up. The ABV or the IBU? Because you said the IBV, and I really don't know where you're going.
You don't know what I'm talking
I
about.
think you lost me on that one.
So, yes, the ABV. Like, I tend to stick to the Pilsners
Because it's lower on
because
the,
it's
yeah.
lower, and, like, I want to hang out. I
It is-
want to.
it's-
It's an all day thing.
I want you to read the Arrogant Bastard Ale can later.
Oh, I've already read it.
The questions and comments.
Oh, they have those on the can now?
Oh, it's fucking hilarious.
I didn't. Like, I read the bottle a long ass time ago.
Yeah.
And you're not arrogant enough to drink this beer.
You're not worthy.
No.
And that is Corona.
It's not. Corona is not butt born, as far as we know.
Not
It could be.
Buckmore.
It was close to my face. Not down with it.
Yeah, and you that thing breathes, so
Yeah.
you're
Still breathing it in.
it's still gonna get in there.
Purell in the mouth.
And I have one question. When was the last time you washed that damn thing?
Oh,
This is clean.
yeah.
Sure. Whatever you say, Dooley.
Sure.
And the wash.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So
Just sitting in the car for a week, right?
I just pulled this bitch out of my fucking closet.
the sun cured it.
It's cured.
All right. So,
So-
we're gonna jump in this beer. Or we're gonna do a topic.
Oh, let's finish this beer real quick.
This is the last one for the podcast.
Yes, it
Yeah.
is.
Very too.
Ooh, it's dark too.
Yeah. So that's what he said. This is a tennis beer. All right.
Let me go first because I'm not going to do style, so I'm just going to make this quick.
In the spirit of St. Patrick's Day,
That apparently no one is going to be attending.
if
I will.
anywhere, and like, well, I have. Well,
I'll
now
be-
I don't know what the hell I'm doing.
I'll be at bars. I'll be at bars no matter what. I don't give a damn.
You have to work.
5.8.
I'm off the next day though.
5.8, 28 IBU, and I'm going to give it a 3.
5.8.
Yeah.
I'll undercut you at a 5.4. 5.4. I think the IBU is a 12, and I will give it a. Oh, I also have to make a style. But I'll give it a 4, which is good in the spirit of St. Patrick's Day. And even though they canceled it, the Snakes are not coming back to Ireland. I just wanted to make sure that was clear. They're not just going to swim across.
That'd be longer than a day.
Well, you don't know.
If you're swimming,
I kind of do.
if you're swimming,
There's
then
no
you-
fucking way.
All right. That is.
Be the Flash or Aquaman.
I think that's a stout. I'm just going to call it a stout because,
You're more like Venom. Can I eat him?
well, that's the one you want on the coast when the snakes start coming.
All right, stout. Okay. So stout 5.4, 12, and gonna give it a 4. All right. Dooley?
Whatever I just said.
I can see he's looking at you like, should I'm gonna copy him. It's exactly
Duck Rabbit Milk Stout.
Duck Rabbit Milk Stout. Calling the brand and everything. All right.
8.5.
8.5.
I did see a duck rabbit in there when I was trying to move all the bottles
And-
to make room for the meat.
20 IBU.
the meat.
20 herd.
And I give it a
We'll talk
4.
about that in a
4?
minute. You son of a bitch.
Dennis?
I was gonna go with a milk stout too. But 6.5.
Yeah, I know it went high, but
Yeah, you went a little high on that one. I'll say 40 for the IBU. I'll give it a 4.
40.
Yeah. Wasn't me.
It is indeed Duck Rabbit Milk Stout.
You fucking cheating son of
Yeah.
a bitch.
Yeah.
I'm
He
not.
saw
I'm not
it.
giving her the point again.
Yeah, I
Fuck
know.
that.
That's because I bought that one too.
I do not see IBUs. Where are you at? Nope, I don't see them.
55.
Okay, do you have ABV while you're there?
7%.
7?
5.7.
5.7.
Uh-huh. It's
You're there.
a sweet.
Wait.
7%. Oh,
Yeah,
I didn't see the 5 there.
5.7. All right, so
They should've
5.7%
spaced
at
after
55
stout.
IBU. So Dennis came in closest at IBU at 40, which is still 15 points off. That's a little far. I'm not giving the point to Dooley because
I had a milk stout.
well, you're a bitch.
I saw a Duck Rabbit in there, and like I playing the game did not look at any labels, and I just turned it and shoved it in the cooler.
So here's my decision. Even though I came closest on ABV at 5.8, I went over. Jason came in under at 5.4. Neither one of us are getting a point, but if it makes you feel any better, even if one person got a point, Dennis got 2 on the first. So Dennis
Technically, I should have gotten the last two. But,
Dennis still
You
won.
don't get it when you.
No. That's why if I see the label or if I know, I don't guess. You cheating son of a bitch.
Well, I mean, I knew that shit, but I was so off on fucking ABV and IBU. It's like,
Yeah, you don't get a point for Duck Rabbit. I mean, I kind of want to give you a point.
I mean, like if he
you're-
knew it, if it was a
it
stone,
was
we'd
last-
probably give him a point.
Yeah, it was last week though, and like he created a 6-pack and brought it over. And
Still, if it was a stone,
you just cannot trust Dooley.
No.
Like,
2 weeks.
you, we never trust Dooley.
you can't trust him.
Damn it, Dooley.
What's your finally won one? Hey, I'm happy.
All right, well, Dennis is the winner of today's Hops Roulette. Congratulations, Dennis. You get absolutely nothing.
I know.
You get another beer. I get beer.
So,
It's a Bud Light, though.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
damn
Store was
Bud
out
Light
of
virus.
Damn store was out of PBR. What the fuck?
Store was out of everything. Except for Corona and Bud Light.
Yeah.
Apparently, those are the two things, just like pineapple and pizza, that you just don't buy.
I saw
goes on
kiwi on
pizza.
a pizza once.
no, it does not.
Yes, it
Dennis.
does.
Check out the Instagram. There's a whole argument.
does.
You can check out social media in general. You know what? Don't even check out social media, Dennis. Go to the store.
Oh,
I just buy them all then.
I mean, don't worry. They're probably on sale.
Nah, I'm fine with that. Cheaper
Alright, so we were talking about.
Unflavorful food.
Yeah, no. Man, now we got to remember because we did so many things before this.
Are you talking about before or after unflavorful food?
Hold on, I got a burp.
Don't burp.
Blah, 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 blah.
Okay, so we were talking about. Fuck, man, I can't even remember anymore. It was a great topic.
Well, the
Yeah,
last thing we
we
were
were
on
talking
was
about it,
generic
the-
flavored food, and then
You were talking about at such and such earlier today.
I mean, if you know what I was talking about, just
I
say it.
was just wondering.
Come on, Sats.
I'm still pissed how much I paid on an Uber. That boy,
Okay, sorry.
$30 fucking dollars. Like,
you,
good
you,
God.
you have a topic pulled?
See, I want to go pull it up, and the damn thing is not working right now.
All right.
Facebook's
so
a
I
bitch.
think we're
All
going
right.
to save the
Well,
rest of this for.
I got one final topic
You
for
got
Monday.
one final topic.
One final
All right.
topic for Monday, and it'll be quick because we don't get political, but I want to see what does everyone think is going to happen with this coronavirus?
One thing.
Predictions.
Okay.
Now, obviously, we are not stating this is what's going to happen.
I do
What are your thoughts?
have-
PSA.
Yeah,
PSA.
public service announcement. Team Fat Kid does not support or endorse the coronavirus.
Or anything that's going to happen, therefore, and during and after.
How should I say this? Okay. I have a certain friend that works for the health department, and they've already told me it's going to get a lot worse before it gets better.
I mean,
But
yeah,
she's
yeah.
they were talking about like be ready to be spending some quality time with whoever you live with.
I was gonna say, do you think
Yeah.
we're gonna end up in quarantine? Like, what? Where does everyone think we're gonna end up?
They said the way they were making it, we're gonna end up being quarantined for at least a couple weeks, which sucks. But at the same time, like, y'all be quarantined, I won't, because we'll still be open in book shop unless the city's there saying no, you're not.
Well, I mean, that's, you know what, that I'm gonna weigh in, because I feel like at some point soon that's gonna happen. Many major cities already across the U.S. have already started to do so.
Yeah.
And I feel like we're not going to be one of the first ones hit, but I do think it's going to happen to us at some point. Which obviously, like, we've already been feeling the effects of the scare of the coronavirus, and I'm not saying it's illegitimate. Like, I do believe the coronavirus is a problem. For many of us, it probably won't be, but for anyone who's elderly or has respiratory problems, it very well could be. And unfortunately, 1% of 100 people is still one person. So it could be a very big problem. But I feel like we're going to go into quarantine at some point.
Well,
I do.
We ran the statistics on
I'm staying at Team Fat Kid.
on the we ran the statistics on the death rate, and it's like 0.00001 of the population.
Yeah.
Like, it is very minute, and the actual, well, Dooley was trying to pull up something. The average flu deaths are in the 3,000?
No, that's for the coronavirus.
Yeah, 3,000.
3,000 deaths worldwide.
100,000 illnesses.
Okay, man.
Yeah.
Like, think about how many people get the flu every year.
The flu is 34 million so far, 350,000 hospitalizations, and 20,000 deaths.
Okay. Oh, shit. They're right there in front
Yeah.
of my face. So, I think, like,
Again, I can't say that this is the deadliest disease, but again,
not.
they're worried about
we
hospitals getting
Swine
overwhelmed.
flu was worse.
We lived through SARS,
SARS,
H1N1.
freaking Ebola, MRSA, freaking literally.
Yeah.
And not to be political, but at the same time, every time it's an election year, there
Yeah,
is.
that's a conspiracy theory.
Yeah, but it's true.
But I don't think it's as bad as the media makes it seem, and the hysteria that the media creates, especially nowadays with how far social media reaches.
Oh yes.
So I'm not even going to weigh in on that because I have my own opinions, and I kind of agree with you. I think it's a little bit overblown, but at the same time,
Scare tactics.
not even scare tactics, but I mean, like, public perception is indeed reality, unfortunately.
Why
and
the
so
fuck is it toilet paper this time?
I don't know, but where do you
Especially whenever there's,
think
like,
we're
a symptom.
going to end up? Do you think we're going to end up in quarantine? Do you think that they're going to skip that and say, like, okay, they're limiting the number of people, but do you think, like, it's going to continue as
Are they
life as
going to
normal?
quarantine us until November?
Well, so do we? Let's
So
take
everyone has
bets.
to watch TV.
Let's take bets.
And no, because if they're going to quarantine till November, which would be
Horrible.
obvious. Well, it would be horrible.
I'll be gaming
But
my ass
but
off.
nobody, like, they
I'm staying at Team Fat Kid headquarters. That's all I can say.
till November, bitch. You better fucking.
I'll help out. I'll cook. I'll
We'll
clean.
fucking have to build rooms.
You mean hunt? Because fuck, where are you going to get food?
This house is stocked. What are you talking about?
Not for that long. Shit, it's got some food, but not for that long.
Yeah, we're good for a while, but damn.
You want some beef base?
Yeah, like, we're gonna tonight is broth.
We can,
tomorrow?
we can hunt.
It's different. We'll switch it up to chicken tomorrow.
Day after tomorrow, we got rabbit. Where'd it come from? You don't want to know. The backyard.
Then duck the night after, and then some geese a little bit.
Like
What-
no.
but
Also, like, I was listening to JRE podcast, and he had this guy on, Michael T. Osterholm, and he's trying to deal more with the coronavirus, and he's saying this is not going to be a corona blizzard, it's going to be a corona winter, and they're projecting probably 45 million cases and up to 450,000 deaths.
Which is
And
nothing
just-
nothing compared to the actual flu.
no, that's a
Well,
lot
no,
compared to
it's
the actual
more.
flu.
It's-
450,000 compared to 20,000 deaths.
When you're looking at the statistics that he just pulled,
Yeah, no. If he can go back, it said 350,000 cases of flu with 20,000 deaths, which admittedly, somehow the death rate is higher on the regular flu than it is on coronavirus. However,
Well, that's every year.
but the infection rate of coronavirus
every
is
year,
higher, and
'cause we
therefore
have
the
no
death
idea.
rate is higher. Well, the death rate is not higher, but the death number is higher.
Yeah, because we have no idea how to control this, really. Like, right now, there's already 100,000
Oh, I'm sorry.
illnesses.
34 million illnesses, 350
And they're
hospitalizations
projecting-
for the
That's
flu,
flu.
and 20,000 deaths.
Yeah, they're projecting 45 million for the
So-
coronavirus. And they said it's going to take a lot longer to figure this shit out and try and contain
Well,
it.
whatever psychic was online said that it's going to go away like in a month. So
In any case,
it'll just disappear.
all right.
Well,
Well,
to end this podcast, stay healthy.
Stay healthy. That's
Use
the
your
new-
Purell. Have a face mask. And always sharpen your knives.
Always have sharp knives.
Because you never know when this shit's going to turn zombie.
All right, real fast. So, like, I did want to talk about the food truck coming up. Like,
Yeah.
we've been working hard on that, and like, I
On a
think
less morbid.
what great timing, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, coronavirus food truck.
yes, we will.
We don't ever do anything in the right way. You know?
Never, ever.
We are moving forward
We are
on our
moving
food
forward.
truck
Like,
venture.
Yeah, the food truck adventure will be epic in any proportion that, like,
I'm sure we will bring it up more as we continue.
Yes,
However,
as we get
we
closer.
it is indeed happening. So we are on the track
On the right path.
to bring Team Fat Kid food to you.
to you. So
Look
you-
out for that big ass Sid head.
That doesn't sound like what you want it to.
All right, you guys do your thing real fast.
Doses. All right. I don't think that's how you do doses.
Oh no.
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 I mean, I guess you could do doses, pinkies out, boys. But in any case, as always, guys, you can check us out on Facebook
Team Fat Kid.
on Instagram
Team Fat Kid Nation.
on Twitter,
At Team Fat Kid 1.
on YouTube,
Team Fat Kid.
on any podcast channel at Team Fat Kid Choose the Fat. And as always, you can find our knives and apparel on www.teamfatkidnation.com.
Did you say WW dub?
Yeah.
I was about to dub another W. So
Dub a dub.
www.teamfatkidnation.com.
That's all, folks.
You know what?
Remember, stay creative.
Stay hungry.
creative.
Be creative. Stay hungry.
hungry.
And don't forget to sharpen your knives.
Praise the Lord.
Praise the Lord. There you go.